Hi, Dr. Bridget here, another prescription for success, and this one's really interesting about how do we find the intention of a behaviour. So how do we find the intention of a behaviour? Well, in NLP we have presuppositions, which are really useful assumptions that we can adopt in order to live our life to the full. And one of these says that every behaviour has a positive intention. And once you realise that, both from your own perspective and from other people's perspective, life gets just so much simpler, and we can examine our behaviour, we can examine our own, we can examine others, and just drop the judgments when we know that every behaviour has a positive intention. So we may see someone doing something which we think, that's not like them, they don't normally do that, or maybe it's something they always do and they always get the same result, and they don't understand it and you don't understand it either. So the function of finding out the highest positive intention of a behaviour is, one, to understand, and B, to find another way of getting that same highest positive intention by doing something different. So changing that behaviour that's not working, understanding why you're doing it, and then finding another way of getting that. So we can use our language to discover this and to discover the highest positive intention. And the questions that we tend to use in this is, what does that give you? What's the purpose of that for you? And what's the highest positive intention of whatever the behaviour is? So I've just done a little example for me. I hadn't been very well recently, and I was feeling a little bit flat and things with all the COVID, not being well, general stuff going on around me, and I was feeling a bit flat. And I that is an emotion, but it's also a behaviour, isn't it? So I asked myself, I'm feeling flat. So what's the positive intention of that? What's the purpose of that? And I thought, maybe it's just to acknowledge an emotion, because it's good to notice when you're doing an emotion, isn't it? Because then you can sort of analyse it and change it if that's what you want to do, or just sit with it, depending on how you like to deal with your emotions. So what's the purpose of me acknowledging my emotion? What does that give me? Well, it gives me the ability to consider my actions. And considering my actions gives me a positive intention of making changes. So that's... And what's the purpose of making changes for me? What does it give me? It gives me the ability to lead and live a positive life. So interesting, isn't it? So I'm being flat for the purpose of living a positive life. And if you think about it, sort of ping, light bulb moment. Actually, if I'm feeling flat, I'm not going to be able to live a positive life, even though that's the positive intention of it. So it's incongruent. So call this sort of incongruent. Doesn't make any sense. So I could ask myself, well, how else can I live a positive life other than feeling flat? That's a good question, and it's something I considered. So I've got some red through my hair in the last couple of days, which is helping me live a positive life. I stopped going as far as a rainbow, but who knows next time. So I'm going for walks, I'm doing some meditation, I'm talking to people that get what I do and are supportive of me, and all that's making a difference. So it's certainly making more of a difference to living a positive life than doing this. So really, I'm going to stop doing that. Another example I've had recently is someone that was doing some overwhelm. So again, it's a behaviour. So what's the positive intention of doing overwhelm? I guess it's to acknowledge, got loads and loads to do, and not sure I can cope and things. So acknowledging that you've got lots and lots to do, the purpose of that would be to know that you're doing a good job, and the purpose of that would be to do your job as well as you can, you know, get to wherever you wanted to get in your work or in your business, and, you know, just live your life in a free and fulfilled way. And when you think about that, living your life in a free and fulfilled way compared to doing overwhelm, again, it's incongruent, isn't it? So how can you actually live your life in a free and fulfilled way without doing overwhelm? And I guess the answer, you know, is probably fairly obvious, which is to sort of get organised, ask for help, you know, do some research, whatever it is, in order to live that free and fulfilled life. So we get stuck in that overwhelm, but when we actually chunk it up, and chunking up is a linguistic tool that you learn on NLP practitioner courses, but you can do that as well, is to find the highest positive intention and realise that it's, you know, what you're doing it for is not what you thought you were doing it for, and you can get that same highest intention in a different way. So that's me. If you want to know more, give me a shout. I do taster days on a regular basis, or you can sign up for an NLP practitioner course and learn all these skills to use with clients in your relationships, in your work, in your business, and get that free and fulfilled life. So yeah, or give me a shout and we can have a chat. So I'll see you next week. Bye.